Good afternoon. I'm very grateful for you to make time for our interview. Thank you for your time and your response that will help me with my work view about being a teacher or a coach. Okay, here we have Madam Sylvia to respond our questions. There are 3 questions. Okay, let us begin with the first question. Can you recall a moment when connecting with your students felt especially rewarding or especially difficult? What do you think shaped that experience inside or outside the classroom?
Yeah, I can recall many occasions with different experiences, but this one come out significant, very significant. A child with a background with the experience of brokenness, failures. She came with a mentality of giving up hope, even alive, with the mentality of attempting suicide. Okay, and through the process, she is a person's over the years, 1-2 years, I was saying here, is she tends to be a very confident person, like in be able to lead others. Teachers, other subject teachers will actually pick her to be the role to impact others, like the little teachers in the classroom. She's being confident herself now. Yeah. So, and the key things of how this happened, I think as teachers, I always remember that my role is to help her to get out of the situations, understanding her positions, to bring the best of her. As my role, with handling with the end in mind, the end goal of how she has to be, and with the heart of wanting to help her, heart of empathy, that be able to understand her positions. Yes.
How do you see your role changing in a time when students have more access to information and tools outside the classroom?
I would see, even though technology changes, think environment changes, the role of teachers never change. The goal is still the same. You impact the learner. It's not about, even though looks challenging, but role of a teacher is a facilitator, to facilitate and see how the environment with the student, how to bring them back, how to bridge for the two, the situations. Those technology come in, it's just change of environment, just change of the fact, but the role of teachers not changing at all.
This is the last question. What do you think makes a strong student-teacher relationship, and why do you think it matters?
The relationship of teachers and students, fall back to the first questions, it's just like as a teacher must have empathy. That's very important, to be able to genuinely connect with them, knowing their situations, how to help them make the best of things. Come walk with them. That will build the relationship, a strong relationship, rather than forget of the situation. You forget of your end goal is to help your learner. Then in return, the result doesn't help, because it's more of you as a teacher showing your authority and things like that. No, rather empathize them and to bring the best out of them, knowing that the objective is to bring them up, not show ourselves. So the more of them, the less of us. But actually, it's not lacking of the teacher, it's to lift up the student, uplifting of the student, so that the learner have the role that impact the generations to come, the ripple effect that influence the surrounding of the learner. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you so much for your views and opinions,
You're most
and
welcome.
I appreciate for your openness and sincere response. Good afternoon. Thank you for your time. And here we have relevant to respond to our questions. There are 3 questions. Let's begin with the first question. Okay. Can you describe a time when learning felt exciting, overwhelming, or confusing, especially with how much information is out there and how your own habits shape that experience?
There was once I was overwhelmed because as it was near the exam period, so the teachers would assign lots of homeworks to us, which it would be hard to cope as many of us would be focusing on studies instead. But of course, every assignment would have a due date, so it would be hard to finish in the period of time where we were giving to finish the work.
Okay, then what do you see as your part in learning today, and how do you think school could better support students like you in learning more independently or creatively?
I think the school or teacher should engage in more creative teaching methods, like maybe starting activities or anything that is regarding to the topic or the subject, so that students they can understand the topic more instead of just flipping through books like traditional classes.
Okay, this is the last question. What do you think makes a strong student-teacher relationship, and why do you think it matters?
I think that the teacher should understand students more by, if they did a mistake or something wrong, they should talk to them before punishing them. So this way they could understand the students more instead of accusing them, and this would make the student feel more comfortable around the teacher next time.
Okay, thank you so much for your views and opinions.